Hello everybody, and welcome into the Adolescent State of Mind. A new podcast here on YouTube and hopefully on other platforms in the near future, where we simply talk about many things, whether it be the state of the world, general moral and philosophical questions, the status of things as they happen around us, commentaries on our complex societal structures, and much, much more will all happen here on a new podcast, The Adolescent State of Mind. Of course, I am going to be the host, Wonder&Wisdom, as I'm known here on YouTube, and also Gavin Tracy, the guy behind it all. I will be having tons of guests on, whether they be adolescents themselves or adults who have gone through the adolescent stage and have come out the other side and have their advice to show to all of us. This is quite the simple project and will probably be happening at least throughout summer, just as something to take my mind off of all of the other things going on around me in the world in general and in my own life. So do not expect these to be big productions. They're just going to be little chill episodes coming out on a weekly basis. Of course, this video or episode is just a trailer episode, but I do want to add a little bit of content for everybody here. But before I get into that, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, turn on notifications if you want to be notified with every single upload, and like the video if you want to hear more from the adolescent state of mind. So today we're going to talk about creativity and more specifically how exactly it spurred this project. Now typically I'll have a guest on, but bear with me because you'll only be hearing my voice for this episode. But I've really been interested in podcasts for years now. I actually started out my whole internet presence thing with a podcast called How Ridiculous Can It Get? A now retired podcast that I have now also written a book about, which I'm in the process of getting published. While that podcast is no longer accessible anywhere on the internet, and I'm glad it isn't, the love for podcasting has never really died in me. And as someone who has many thoughts and commentaries on the world, I've always wanted to share them in some kind of medium that they'll actually be listened to. Of course, I've tried that with this YouTube channel on Wonder and Wisdom, but it doesn't really have the same effect, as people will still listen to it. But the way YouTube is centered around keeping attention, it really doesn't work unless it's advertised as a podcast. So I really had to take a second and rethink the whole way Wonder and Wisdom as a channel was structured. And you kind of see that in the past couple of videos, with the I'm Not Cinematic video being the first one, where I really get into using video instead of just images and the paper background that you've seen in all 100 of my videos like this. But of course, that did lead me to decide, hey, I still want my opinions on things to be heard. I still want to do this style of content, but I don't want to be subjected to the way YouTube really looks at videos. So I thought, hey, I have a bit of experience podcasting already, so why don't I give it another whirl and do another podcast? So that led me here. This also provides a unique opportunity to get other people's input on things. Not just me. We could have guests, we could have co-hosts, we could have hundreds of other people joining us for hundreds of episodes so that we can really get the whole story. Because I'm just one person, and my views aren't going to reflect the views of every adolescent or just of society in general. And while I can bring up very interesting points on topics, I'm never going to be able to encapsulate the full story. So here we're going to make an attempt to still not encapsulate the whole story, but at least encapsulate more sides of the story. And we'll do that by interviewing interesting characters. We'll be taking a look at adolescence not as an awkward stage in life, but more as a stage in life where you have different views on things and your values are different as opposed to children and adults. So I do hope you stay around as this podcast continues to flourish, hopefully, and as we continue to produce episodes. Next week, I think I'm going to post them Sundays, but starting every Sunday, we'll post an episode like this. Next week, of course, we will start having members of Chaos Co. on, as I would really like to ask them a couple of questions that get more deep than just surface level. So, if you're interested to see that, of course, subscribe, you can add the playlist. These all will be a part of to your playlist collection. But with that, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys down in the comment section.